Hey, everybody. We are back with Kristen again from our contributing writing team. And on this monthly post chat, we're going to talk about her post that she called Things I Didn't Know Before I Became a Mom. So she's got some good stuff on here. So for this one, I'm going to read a few of them at a time, give her a chance to elaborate for us, and then we'll just chat like usual. So,
Mhm.
motherhood will change you in ways you never knew possible, and you'll undoubtedly learn a thing or two along the way, or many, many things.
I know, right?
These,
I don't know if I wrote that part, honestly. I'm pretty sure, like, Emily or somebody
oh,
threw it in, which I'm like, hey, good, it fits, it works. Nailing
I was gonna
it.
say
They always
she's such
make
a
it
great
so much,
editor. I know she
yeah,
makes everything sound so
really so much
good.
better of what I see it in front. I'm like, all right.
Yay! Thanks, Emily. All right,
Mhm.
so these are the things that I've slash Kristen learned thus far in my motherhood journey. Boob can be used as a verb. Tell us about that one.
I know, right? Well, I think, like, just in my, like, breastfeeding journey, it turned in, like, I don't know, boob is life. Like, it's not even just, what we normally would think, but it's like, feeding and I don't know, calming the baby down and just trying to make everything happy. Like you're not gonna cry if you got a boob in your mouth. Like, hey, this is life now. So, I mean, it's a
Like I'm just
beautiful
gonna boob
motherhood.
them.
Yeah, thing, and I'm like, I refer to it as a verb, and I'm like, I got a boob somebody or whatever. And then my family's like, what? Because some of them didn't like breastfeed and they don't really understand. And I'm just like, well, it's a whole vibe. So,
Yes,
hmm
yes. I love it. Yeah, projectile pooping is actually a thing. I did experience that when Addie was like a month old. When did you first experience that?
I mean, probably about the same. So I feel like my son pooped a lot too. So it's just like, I don't know, very shocking, especially when you're like, you've slept maybe a half an hour in a month or something, and then it's like 4 in the morning, and it's just like, I don't know, you like regret every decision you've made. If you're like a little bit, then you're like cleaning poop off the wall, and you're like, what happened here? Like, and the kid is still
Yeah,
doing it, and you're like, well, let's just call it a day. All right, pack it in, guys. I'm crying. Everybody's pooping, poop everywhere. I don't know.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like once you become a mom, like bowel movements become a normal part of conversation.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's very
something
weird.
I've
Mhm.
I know. Yeah, non-parents are like, "Oh, why do you talk about poop so much?" And you're like, "It's just a part of life,
Mhm.
a very messy part of life." Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, it's possible to cry over basically anything, even good things like winning at something, getting to go to an amusement park, or eating ice cream. Either you personally crying because of hormone fluctuations, or more likely, maybe your child is the one crying. Pretty sure we've all
Mhm.
been there.
Yeah, yeah.
Any
Like
story?
more likely, maybe because yeah, sometimes, especially like postpartum, you're the one crying. Like I cried over a radio like commercial, and I wasn't even like sad. I was just like, oh, lawnmowers or something. I was like ridiculous. Like something is wrong. Like that's not. But I guess it's so right and normal. I don't know. Like it was a very emotional lawnmower commercial or whatever it was. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely normal. I'm pretty sure we're not the only two.
yeah, yeah. And I feel like I always try to take my kids to someplace fun or on a vacation. Like oh, that's gonna be so great, and they're gonna love it. And then every time we get there, they're like, I hate this. Like suddenly, I hate trains or whatever. Like anything. Hate this park or I want to go smack somebody. I don't know. Like it's just like a whole. Why did I even try? I don't know, but
Oh, yeah.
everybody's trying. Like I didn't even want to come here. Like clearly this isn't something for me. But okay, guys. Like your birthday party. Stop crying. I don't know. Like it just seems like
Right.
I don't know.
You're like, I didn't know that everybody would cry so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Then babies have sharp gums.
Sharp gums, indeed. So sharp. I don't know, biting whatever. Like even when they're just biting your finger, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna get amputated or something. Like this is nuts. You're like, you don't even
See,
have
yeah,
any teeth.
pretty strong. Yeah, I feel like Addie, when she was a baby, she'd always like I try to like give her little kisses. She'd just like clamp down on my chin or my nose, and I'm like, "How are you so strong for being so little?"
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. When they like latch on your face, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what do you think my face is? This is literally just my face. It's not
I'm like, "You're
tasty."
not gonna get anything out of there."
Yeah, it's so sharp, like I don't know, like a piranha or something. I'm like, how is this possible? I don't know.
Baby princess.
Um,
You can still function on 5 minutes of sleep per night for 3 months straight. Whew. Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
think that's just pure mom adrenaline. That
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
lets you do that.
Mhm.
You can still sleep if two 30-pound children are sleeping on top of you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, I'm pretty petite, but whatever. Your mom tired and you're asleep. Everybody's asleep. If they're asleep, like, hey, it's happening. I don't care. Like, I could be standing up, but I would still be asleep. Like, whatever.
you're like, I'm just that tired.
Hmm.
Um, Babies make weird alien noises when they sleep, and that's okay.
Yeah, because I remember when we like took Zoe home from the hospital and stuff, and she was just making like the weirdest, like I don't know, like dinosaur sounds, and it freaked me out so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, is she like dying or something? And the pediatrician looks at me. I mean, pretty much every question you ask the pediatrician in those first couple of visits, they're like, okay,
Yeah,
mom, you just calm down. You know, that's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with her. And I'm like, oh, can you check her sinuses? Babies don't have sinuses. Like, it's not possible. They're just learning how to breathe. They just came out. Like, hey, you know, I'm like,
you're like, okay, I'll just have an alien dinosaur baby. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, now I wish I would have told myself, hey, just go to sleep. Like, put headphones on or something. Like, hey, she's doing her thing. You do your thing. Like, it's not a big deal. But I was terrified that I was gonna break her or something. So,
I know. I know. It's very scary at first.
hmm.
Let me see. Next one. Even if you have time to sleep, you probably won't because you will either be worried about your child and still won't get enough sleep, or you will be watching them sleep to marvel at how cute they are, and so you still won't sleep. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. Totally ties into the previous one.
Hmm.
She's
I
just gonna
mean,
stop breathing if I'm not looking at her.
yeah, and I feel like even when they get older, it's gonna be like that. And that's what my mom said. She's like, "You never sleep." She's like, "I was worried about you, you know, the other night when you hung out with your friend for lunch or whatever for dinner or something." I was like, "Oh, is she gonna come back?" Oh, like yes, I will. Like I can handle going out someplace for like 2 hours or whatever. But oh, you didn't text
Yeah,
me.
my mother-in-law still is like, "Let me know when you guys get home." I'm like, "Okay."
Hmm.
Let's see. The moment you do go to sleep is when your child will wake up.
Yep. Yep. That's real rough. That's rough. It's like you're not even making any noise, and then they're like, "Oh, oh my gosh! I just somehow know. I sensed you with
You're
my
like,
weird
"Stop,"
spider sense or something." Yeah, it's like just go to
right?
sleep. You were totally asleep.
I was gonna
What?
say it's got to be some weird spidey sense. They're like, "Mom's finally resting. Let's not let her."
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. If your child is napping near you, the moment you move to get comfortable, your child will wake up. Yeah, it kind of goes along with that.
Hmm.
Even though they will be lulled to sleep by the vacuum cleaner, the trash truck, a zombie horde, and the literal apocalypse, the moment you even breathe weirdly, they'll immediately wake up and cry.
Hmm. Yeah.
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 Hmm. That one's very true.
Yeah. I mean,
If
there's
you
like
wonder,
a small fire at our neighborhood, like at night one time, and then I don't know, for some reason there were like 5 fire trucks. Like it was legit. And I'm like, hey, this is not that big of a deal, but okay. And like 3 police cars, and just like everybody was on the street making a lot of noise, and the kids slept through that whole thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you would have been excited to see all those exciting vehicles or whatever. And the fire marshal even talked to me and was like, oh, did you see anything with that? And I'm like, there's like nothing going on, but okay. my kids are still asleep somehow. Like, that I get, in my bed, and then they're like waking up right away. Like, okay, you missed the
I know. This
52 vehicles outside, but okay,
It doesn't
that's
make
what's
any
going on. Mm-hmm.
So then you said, if you wonder why I'm talking about sleep so much here, it's because it takes on a whole new meaning when you become a parent. Yeah, you don't, it's one of those things like you don't realize how much you value it until it's gone all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I work with
Um,
high schoolers, and then they're like, "I'm so tired. Like, I stayed up late studying or something." I'm like, "Okay, just stop talking. Like, I don't know. You don't know what tired is.
mhm,
All right.
yeah,
Mhm.
come get to me when you've been a mom for a few months. You can talk to
Mhm.
me about being tired.
Mhm.
Um, After a certain point, you stop worrying about how long it has been since you showered last and brushed your hair, and you forget when the last time you brushed your teeth because your breath smells the same either way. Yeah, I was gonna
Yep.
say my grandmother. She told me when I first became a mom. She was like, she was like, I tried to tell your own mother when she had you, like there'll become that time when you just cannot find time to shave. Because I guess my mom used to make fun of my grandma that she just wouldn't shave her legs sometimes, and she was like, yeah, you tell me. Or well, yeah, my mom said it only takes 5 minutes. And she goes, yeah, let me know when you find that 5 minutes after you become a mom.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. True
So I
words
guess
were
I was,
never said.
yeah, I was like 6 or 7 months old, I guess. And my mom called my grandmother and was like, I can't find those 5 minutes either.
Mhm. I'll just
I
be
was
a
like,
hairy monster for 30 years or whatever. So whatever.
right?
I don't know.
Um, yes, yes.
I'm not
Just
trying to
some
impress anyone at this stage of my life, so it's like, whatever, y'all get what you get. So this is me. I'm at the splash pad here. You're not, because I'm sure the other moms don't care either. So, mhm,
right? We're like, as long as nobody's crying, right?
mhm, yeah.
So you say your child will say the most embarrassing stuff when you're out in public. Oof, yeah, they are simply waiting for an audience. Do you have any particularly good story that goes with that one?
I mean, just a lot of different. I mean, yeah, like how much do I want to embarrass myself today? Maybe not on the air. So whatever. We could talk later about the stuff, but.
I'm sure we all have the stories. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the
yeah.
daycare staff, like, you can never pay them enough money because they know all your business too. So it's like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, some of the stuff that my kids like draw at daycare, and then the daycare staff members trying to write out what they're saying, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? Like, that is nuts. I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe one day when they're older, you'll decide to share some of the embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah. The follow up to that, yeah, your child will tell all your personal business to the daycare staff and the school staff. Yep. Um,
I know the school staff because I am one, and yeah, they do. I mean, I have to kind of not listen to half of the stuff that they say because I'm like, this is coming from somebody who doesn't really have a lot of life experience or anything. So, kind of try and just give everybody the benefit of the doubt here and stuff. But we know your
yeah.
business, all your business. So,
Oh
mhm.
yes, yeah. I remember those calls sometimes. They're like, she told you guys what? Like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Very good. And then you said childbirth is the most visceral, primal, and beautiful experience in life. Yeah, I would definitely agree with those, the first one or two.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like amazing that you create life and stuff like that is pretty cool. But like when you're in the moment, I mean, I kind of imagined I was like in the woods somewhere, like giving birth to a baby at like midnight with like, I don't know, squirrels and bears and whatever like around. Like, I don't know, like that's kind of how it felt to me. It was a very like very legit human like experience that I don't think.
Yeah.
I think we try to sterilize our other parts of life and stuff, and act like we're all cultured. But at the end of the day, having babies, that's legit. Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. And then your last one, you said you will never love anyone more than you love your child.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. That is definitely something I did not, you kind of hear it in the abstract, but until you're actually a mom, that's something you don't realize that, yes, you could actually love someone so much.
Uh-huh. Yep, yep. I mean, Mama Bear thing, that's real. I mean, it's like they're the first thing that you think of when you wake up, the last thing you think of when you're going to sleep, and it's just like even more than like your spouse or whatever, it's like child is like way up here, even like yourself is like way down here. Everybody else is like somewhere near the bottom. I don't know, that's how I feel sometimes. It's like, whatever, I gotta take care of these kids, so bye
Yes.
everybody. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good list there. So awesome. Well, it's always fun to see you and get to chat about your post. So thank you for volunteering for another one and sharing with
Yeah,
us.
anytime, happy to do it. I'll give a shout out to my fans in the German class at Alter High School because they evidently listen. And I don't
Oh,
know,
fun.
Frau is like, oh, you realize that those kids are listening to all your stuff and they're reading all your posts. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm informing the next generation of parents because I don't know.
Thank
She's like,
you.
you might want to take that down. I'm like, I don't think we can take it down. Like, I can't take it down. Like, maybe you need to give them some more homework. So, Frau, give them some more homework so they don't watch me,
Watch mom videos, right?
during German class. But, yeah.
Oh, funny.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, yes. Well, so not the German high schooler class, but any fellow moms that might be
I know,
listening to
right?
this, feel free to share anything with us that wasn't on the list that you didn't know before you became a mom. But as always, thanks everybody for watching, listening, and I'm sure we will have Kristen on again soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thanks.